listen to that intensity. It's just, there's so much there. There's so much. Oh, I'm learning so much from just hearing this raw vocal. Like, there's so much to be learned from his approach. He's clapping into it. He's so into it. I love it.
Run, run, lost boy, they say to me.
Hey everyone, Adam Mishan here, singer, songwriter, and vocal coach, and today I'm going to be reacting to Michael Jackson's Billie Jean vocals, totally raw and isolated.
She said, I am the one who would dance on the floor in the round.
First off, wow. Like, there's so much going on here that I didn't even know existed in the original recording. So when you hear the studio version of Billie Jean, do not hear those snaps, even though they are definitely there in the track. And I believe his brain kind of works in between beats. So, you know, he's not thinking about the quarter notes. He's not even thinking about the eighth notes, but there's 16th notes that I think his brain is focused on, because you can hear those types of sounds. Who would dance on the floor with those sort of, you know, rhythmic portions that are in between. He's doing that in between his snaps. So notice that as we listen through here. One sec.
From a movie scene, I said don't mind, but what
You hear us, that is right before the snap. So he snaps after doing that, which means that his brain is thinking about multiple parts of like he's really using his voice and his snap as a drummer would to really create this heavily rhythmic vocal. And a lot of people wouldn't really think of Billie Jean because it is very melodically driven, right? I never really thought of it before as a super rhythmically driven song vocally, but he is definitely approaching it that way.
do you mean I am the one who would dance on the floor in the round?
Also, another thing that doesn't really come across when you hear it in the production, but definitely does here. Listening to him sing this, you hear how soft he's really singing it. It's not coming through. It's not, who'll dance on the floor in the round. It's not full voice like that. And if you did that like that, it would totally lose its vibe. It's, who would dance on the floor in the round. And he's using a lot of vibrato in a very quick format to try to give this kind of pulled back feeling to the vocal. So he's not going loud at all, but it's intense. So it has a lot of intensity. And this is actually a really great point. A lot of beginner singers say, like, when I try to get a little bit more intensity out of them, they usually connect intensity means volume. And so I'll usually get a much louder sound and I'll be like, no. That wasn't it. They'll be like, what do you mean? I thought you wanted a more intense sound. I'm like, yes, I want a more intense sound, but I don't want a louder sound, right? So loud is just, that's loud, that's volume. But then, who would dance on the floor in the round? That's got an intensity behind it that who would dance on the floor in the round doesn't have. So you can kind of hear how that is the case. And if you guys are interested in diving a little bit deeper, and this is something that you've been interested in doing, but a lot of people have told you, man, you were just not born with it. And singing is something you were born with. And if you don't have it, you might as well give up. If you were told that all your life, I highly recommend checking out my beginner course, because I was told that all my life. And I quickly learned that it is a skill like anything else that can be developed. And I take you through the fundamentals that you need, not to make you the next Michael Jackson, because I guarantee that's not going to be the case. But I can tell you, I'll get you singing after that course with a lot more freedom and a lot more comfort than you are now. And you'll be able to sing confidently in front of your friends and family. And after all, that's really what singing is about, is connecting with other people. And most of my students are those that take this as a hobby, not wanting to be professionals in the end. So highly recommend checking that out in the link down below.
She said, I am the one who would dance on the floor in the round. She told me her name was Billie Jean as she crossed the scene. Then heavy hair turned with the eyes that dreamed of being.
This is interesting. So listen here. A lot of people are very afraid of allowing their voice to break. Here, Michael's actually using his voice and purposefully breaking on these notes and getting very kind of squeaky. So like,
She told me her name was.
listen to the word she. That's literally just a squeak right there.
She told me her name was
It's like, she told me her name was Billie Jean as she crossed the scene. So there's a lot of breaking through there. And he's getting comfortable with that. Like, that's not something that he's shying away from. He's leaning into it. And so many singers would benefit so much if they would lean into that as opposed to trying to run away from those vocal breaks.
People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. And mother always told me, be careful who you love.
And you can hear it's not just the words that he's singing. He's putting on a character throughout the entire song. And this is something that a lot of beginners don't understand, is that singing is not necessarily about just doing everything technically correct. It's about acting on pitch. And that's exactly what he's doing. So like, if you erased all the words here, it would be very interesting to hear how much like intensity there is in all the breaths and the in-between. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around making young girls' hearts. He's got all those sort of like in-between places where he's adding more oomph behind it. But it's not just the vocals, like meaning just the words, that are creating this overall performance.
The lie become the truth. Hey, the Billie Jean is not my love. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. But
also, he's getting away with very sloppy pronunciation. And part of it is that that's his style. There's a couple other singers out there that they follow this sort of line of singing. Zayn Malik is another good example of somebody who, credible vocalist, but his pronunciation, specifically with the style that he sings, is really not that great. So another thing that I can tell is everything pretty much sounds like it would be on the record. Like, I think this was all done in one take so far. I don't know about the rest, but so far, this sounds like a single take.
woo, she says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. Oh, no.
Okay, so there you hear the first, and they're recording not like we record today where you can punch and then, you know, create little nice fade ins, fade outs and stuff like that. They're recording onto tape here in 1982. So you hear a decisive cut right here.
It's not my son. Oh, no.
Right? It goes, oh no. And it's like way too overlapping to be the same vocal. It's for sure a cut.
For 40 days and for 40 nights, I was on her side. But who can stand when she's in demand? Her schemes and plans. Come we dance on the floor and around.
Listen to that intensity. It's just, there's so much there. There's so much. Oh, I'm learning so much from just hearing this raw vocal. Like, there's so much to be learned from his approach. Listen to this.
40 days and for 40 nights, I was on her side. But who can stand?
And he's purposefully making himself sound out of breath as he's doing this. Like, he's not doing the, oh, you know, he's not doing proper bel canto singing. He's letting himself sound like he's out of breath because that's what the song demands. It demands this angst, and that's what he's got.
Who can stand when she's in demand? Her schemes.
In demand, her schemes and plans. So there, he's literally on the last dregs of his breath as he's singing that.
So take my strong advice. Just remember to always think twice. Do think twice. She told my baby.
Okay, so here you can hear, I mean, just in my mind's eye, I hear, don't think twice. And then he does it again. So the second one was in the original lead vocal. And then the first one is actually a ad-lib vocal that he added in later on. So you can hear that that's the case.
Baby, we danced to 3. Then she looked at me. Then showed a photo. My baby cried. His eyes were like mine. Go and dance on the floor in the round, babe.
In the round, babe. Such a nice run there.
But she came and stood right by me. To the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to her room. Hey, the Billie Jean is not my love.
He's clapping into it. He's so into it. I love it. He's all is going into it. He's not just like being, this is something, at least for me, when I am recording studio vocals, I get this idea in my head that like I have to be very, very like still and not make any noises in the background because I don't want to ruin the take, and I want to, you know, make sure that nothing goes off. And I get very, like, I don't want to make any noises on the ground, like with my feet, that's going to travel through the microphone. And I realize that that is somewhat misguided. Like, okay, obviously you don't want to like bang the microphone and obviously ruin a take, but you want to move around. You want to really get into the character with your entire body, and you can hear, that's the crazy thing, is you can hear he's getting, like he's clapping along with what he's doing. He's not just letting it be only a vocal performance and standing there like a statue.
But the kid is not my son. No, 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 no. The Billie Jean is not my love.
Okay, so that might be another cut right there. Let me hear that again.
No, 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 no. The Billie Jean is not.
It's questionable, right? That spot. Not sure if that was a cut. The other one was absolutely a cut. That one, I'm not sure.
My love. She's just a girl who claims that I'm the one. But the kid is not my son. No, no. She says I am the one. But the kid is not my son.
It's crazy also how pitch perfect he is on a single take, you know, or a couple of takes, let's say, because he was punched in. So let's say a couple, maybe 3 takes. It's incredible.
No.
You could see he knew exactly what this song was going to sound like when he's singing that lead vocal. It wasn't like, let's see the lead vocal and then I'll add in weird sounds here or there into the... He knew exactly what he wanted to have in the end result. And so he added as much as he could into this one lead vocal take. Like, who would think to go... Like, that would never cross my mind. I don't know, it's crazy.
She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. No, no, no. Woo! The Billie Jean.
It's got that clap in there.
She's just a girl who claims that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. No, 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 no.
And so another thing that he's doing is he's making small changes every single time the chorus goes by. So it's not a simple cut and paste sort of chorus situation. He's making small melodic changes every single time, which creates this unique recording that every single second needs to be listened to. It's not just a, you know, when you have a copy paste chorus, I listen to the first one, I can listen to the second one and I know exactly what's coming. Here, I don't know exactly what's coming.
Woo! Since I am, you know what you did. Breaking my heart, baby. The Billie Jean is not my love. The Billie Jean is not my love. The Billie Jean is not my love. The Billie Jean is. Don't call me Billie Jean. Woo!
And now he's just adding in those ad-libs, right? So he's got the guitar kind of playing around in the background and the main vocal that the Billie Jean is not my lover, she's just a girl. That he's got that going on. And then he's kind of adding in these ad-libs as he's going through, but he's, you know, he's placing them perfectly. Whereas like if I were trying to do this, like I would have to do like 20 takes to be able to get a few pieces that sound decent, halfway decent. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please check out that one. You're gonna like it too.